Welcome back into Experience TV. I'm Kim Church. Now we talk a lot about creating the perfect customer experience. But where exactly is the customer experience going in the future? Well, guess what? We have an expert to talk about it. Danielle Torrez is the CEO of Experience Global, and she's going to take us for a walk in the future. Danielle, welcome back into Experience TV.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're one of my favorite guests.
I better be. We've been friends for quite some time now.
That is true. All right, I want to talk a little bit about what is the philosophy of Experience Global. And then I want to talk a little bit about what separates what you do from everybody else out there.
Okay. Well, with Experience Global, we believe in the art of treating people well.
Okay.
So our philosophy is whether you engage us on a good day, a bad day, today, 2 years from now,
Right.
doesn't matter. We want to create a congruent and consistent experience
Right.
all the time.
Right.
We believe that whether somebody is cleaning an organization or whether they're the CEO of an organization, it doesn't matter. There is an art to treating that person as they deserve, and they
Right.
deserve the very best.
Right. I also want to talk a little bit about just the whole concept of the customer experience, because you know better than anybody, technology has really changed the world. It has
Yeah.
changed the world in how we treat each other. It's changed the world in how companies treat other people. Where do you see the future of customer experience going?
Well, I love that you brought in technology because technology has brought in a big question mark for a lot of people. A lot of organizations aren't quite sure where they're going, and a lot of employees are wondering, am I even going to be valued?
Right.
Am I even going to still be here with the way technology is advancing? Here's what I'd say about customer service. Part of customer service is the amount of quick response. So technology really does help. Not every position that is filled by a human today is going to be filled by a human tomorrow.
Right.
So as part of customer service, you need to know that technology is important to your organization. With that said, people are irreplaceable when it comes to interactions. So yes, they want things quick and technology can help them, but people also want to be treated well, and technology, that's something technology can't do. So I would encourage organizations to look at what they're offering holistically and say, what areas do we need to do things faster, and which areas do we need to do things more personally, and marry their technology with the training that they give to their people
Right.
to make sure their overall experience is flawless.
Danielle, I want to talk a little bit about what I think is going on in the world when it comes to the customer experience. Everything's fast, everything has new information and new ways to do stuff. I mean, what does that, at the end of the day, really do to the customer experience? Because things are changing very rapidly.
Yeah, that's a great question. And things are really changing. Back in the day, it was all product driven. Like, what are you providing for
Right.
your customers? Then everything turned customer centric. I remember even growing up as a kid, I was always hearing customer centric this and customer centric that.
Right.
Now it's like we barely ever
Right.
hear that. Because now everything's experience driven, which is great. But then you'll have these instances of people that have not a great experience and they're still winning. Why? Because they're cheap.
Right.
So with that said, I would say there are two major things that consumers are looking for right now, post 2008, and our penny pinching ways have really grown. So we want things fast, yes, but we want them cheap. And if
Right.
we can get them cheap, we will buy into them even without an exceptional experience. But here's the thing, if you can't undercut every single person in price, then you have to have an exceptional experience, because if it's average price or average experience, you are not going to get repeat customers.
Right.
People are not going to tell other people about you. They're probably going to complain, to their friends or on social media, and you don't want that.
Right.
So I would say that those are the biggest differences. It's no longer okay to be average, especially with your experience, but even your pricing. You almost have to be excellent, where you can charge more and customers will pay more,
Right.
or you can be the cheapest and win that way.
My last question whenever I see anything about Experience Global, I always see the little phrase, it's measurable, scalable, and repeatable. Did I say
Simple, repeatable,
Okay.
and measurable.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about that because so oftentimes I think people think, oh, I'm just going to hire somebody to help me improve my customer experience. And then they come in with the book that they used at the healthcare facility, at the car dealership. It's the same thing. We do something a little differently, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk about simple, repeatable, and measurable,
Okay.
we believe that's the standard for any great experience. If you're, running an organization and you're trying to pass down all these action items to your people, but they're confusing, they're laborious, they're time consuming, whatever it is, your people aren't going to be able to adopt that into their culture. It's not going to be repeated. So we help organizations simplify what they're giving.
Okay.
We help them create a repeatable standard, and then we measure it on the back end using our proprietary analytics.
Okay. That's amazing information for people to remember when creating that customer experience. Thank you so much for being here on Experience TV.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right. I will see you next week with an all-new Experience TV.